Dive equipment explained for beginners, because turning up to the dive shop and pointing at things is not a strategy. Cylinders come in a few common sizes: 10, 12, and 15 liters. A 12 is your standard, everyday cylinder. A 10 suits smaller divers, or works as a stage cylinder. A 15 is for the divers who either breathe like a whale or just don't want to surface early. And yes, people call them tanks, but no tracks, no gun, just compressed air. Divers are picky like that. A regulator has 2 stages, and no, that's not a drama reference. The first stage sits on the cylinder valve and drops the pressure down to something your lungs can actually handle. The second stage is the bit in your mouth. You've also got an octopus for sharing air, an SPG to tell you how much you've got left, and 2 ways to hook your regulator to the tank: yoke and din. Yoke clamps over the valve like a big metal hug. It's simple, and it's the international standard. Din screws straight in, handles higher pressure, and seals better, which is why tech and cold water divers pick it every time. Jacket style, BCD. The jacket style wraps air around your torso and sides, like a very expensive life vest. It's stable and forgiving at the surface, which is exactly why it's the go-to for new divers. Back inflate hybrid. This one puts the air cell behind you instead of hugging your whole torso. Less squeeze on the chest, better trim in the water. Think of it as the BCD growing up a little. Backplate and wing. A backplate, harness, and wing, sold separately and built exactly to your spec. No frills, fully adjustable, and it's why rec and tech divers won't shut up about it. Single lens mask. One big lens across the front, wide field of view, and fewer edges for water to sneak in through. Simple, reliable, and a perfectly good place to start. Also, it's a mask, not goggles. Goggles are for swimming lengths. This is for staring down a shipwreck. Dual lens mask, 2 smaller lenses instead of 1 big one. Lower volume, easier to clear if it floods. And because each lens sits separately, you can pop in prescription inserts. No more squinting at fish. Snorkels. 3 flavors: wet, semi-dry, and dry. Wet is just a tube, no frills, do the work yourself. Semi-dry adds a splash guard on top. Dry has a valve that shuts if you go under, so no surprise mouthful of ocean. Closed heel fins. Closed heel, or full foot, fins slip on like a shoe, usually worn barefoot or with thin socks. Great in warm water. Less great the moment boots get involved. Open heel fins. These strap over the heel, so they're made to be worn with dive boots. More versatile, adjustable, and the default for colder water and technical diving. Tech fins. Stiffer blades, built for control rather than just brute thrust. They hold a frog kick or a helicopter turn properly, and most are negatively buoyant to help keep you flat and level. And before anyone says it, no, they're not flippers. Flippers belong to dolphins. These are fins. Weight belt and weights. Weight offsets the buoyancy of your exposure protection and your own body, because floating at the surface is not the goal here. A belt with weights attached is the classic setup, though most modern BCDs now build the pockets straight in, so you don't need the belt at all. Basic dive computer. The essentials: depth, dive time, no decompression limits, and ascent rate. Everything a new diver actually needs, and not a single feature you'll never touch. Console computer. It attaches directly to your regulator's high-pressure hose, housing a digital dive computer alongside analog or digital gauges. Bulkier to carry, sure, but no battery anxiety on your wrist and everything's in one spot. Advanced watch-style computer, wrist-worn, feature-packed, and often wireless air integrated. A transmitter on your first stage beams your tank pressure straight to your watch. No hose to check, no console to go fishing for. Technical dive computer, built for multiple gas mixes, decompression stops, and often more than one wireless transmitter running at once. This is the computer that shows up once you're strapping on more than one cylinder. Dive boots, they protect your feet, add insulation, and give you a grippy sole for the boat or the rocky shore entry you didn't plan for. Ribbed or non-ribbed, the job's the same. Keep your feet warm and your dignity intact when you're walking across gravel. Dive hood. Your head loses heat faster than you'd think, so a hood earns its keep. Some have a small vent at the top too, so trapped air doesn't balloon your head up like you're auditioning for a bobblehead. Thickness scales with water temperature. Same rule as the rest of your exposure protection. Dive gloves. Warmth and protection for your hands at the cost of a bit of dexterity. Too thin and you're cold. Too thick and you can't feel a clip if your life depended on it. Which, occasionally, it does. Short wetsuit. Short arms, short legs. Built for warm water where you just need a bit of a buffer. Not much insulation, but you'll move like you're not wearing a wetsuit at all. Full wetsuit. Full-length coverage for real warmth. Semi-dry versions push it further, with tighter seals at the neck, wrists and ankles to stop water flushing through and stealing your heat. Same neoprene idea, just dialed up. Dry suit. A dry suit seals you off from the water completely. You stay bone dry underneath in undergarments doing the actual insulating. Proper cold water protection, but it comes with its own training, because it changes the whole game on buoyancy control. Compass. Your basic navigation tool. Bezel, lubber line, and a straight line back to the boat. Essential the second visibility drops, or you're poking around a wreck or overhead environment. Worth noting, around metal wrecks, it may become unreliable. Dive torch. A torch pulls double duty, lighting up the dark bits and bringing back the colors. Depth quietly steals from you. Even in broad daylight, it's worth having in your hand. Advanced dive torch. Step up to a canister light, and you get a separate battery pack, serious lumen output, an hour's more burn time. More firepower for wrecks, caves, and cutting through backscatter or silt outs. Line cutter. A line cutter is the safer tool for slicing yourself free from fishing line or netting. One-handed, quick, and far less likely to end your dive with a trip to A&E than a blade would. Dive knife. And yes, a small dive knife still earns its spot, just not the Excalibur strapped to your ankle. Something compact for prying or cutting is genuinely all you'll ever need. DSMB. A delayed surface marker buoy tells the boat exactly where you are, so they don't have to guess. Send it up from depth to mark your position and ascent, or deploy it at the surface if you just need to be seen. Some divers just call it a safety sausage, which frankly is a better name than DSMB. Wreck or cave line. A finger spool or reel gives you a safety line to actually find your way back, out of a wreck or cave, not optional. That same reel doubles up as a way to launch your DSMB from depth. Dive camera. And finally, a camera. Because if you don't film it, did the dive even happen? A simple action cam is more than enough to get started. That's the kit list. Learn it, understand it, and dive with confidence. Always seek training and advice from your local dive store and instructors. Subscribe for more.